guys, what is up? Welcome back to our channel. Once again, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, back with another video, and I am so excited today because we'll be reviewing a movie that is definitely gonna drive you a little bit mad in a good way. And of course, it's none other than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So, just a bit of background of the movie. Of course, it's directed by the awesome Sam Raimi, one of my favorite directors. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch, of course, as and Elizabeth Olsen as their Marvel roles of Doctor Strange and Wanda Maximoff for the Scarlet Witch. Of course, we have new characters such as American Chavez. We have other returning characters, of course, Wong, and who else? We have other characters such as Rachel Adams as Christine Palmer. Of course, we have I can't say his name, but he plays Baron Mordo, and you probably know who he is. He's been in a lot of other movies, but for the life of me, I just can't pronounce his name right. Of course, we also have a few surprise characters that we really can't go over because it will be such a massive spoiler, but they were a bunch of fan service characters included in this film, and if you've seen the trailer, you probably have an idea of who those characters are. And yeah, some of them are correct, and some speculated characters that were meant to appear in this movie really didn't make the cut. Maybe they were supposed to, but they were cut in the end, maybe because of something Marvel is planning in the future. I don't know. But yeah, some speculated characters didn't make the cut, but some did, and they were awesome. So first of all, the overall tone of the film, it won't be a Marvel movie without some comedic elements like snappy, witty humor, and yeah, I think that part kind of took points from the movie because the horror aspects of the film was just awesome. Again, this movie being directed by Sam Raimi is just amazing. It works so well, and I wish they would have just leaned more towards the horror slash serious vibes. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it still works. If you are a fan of Evil Dead, Ash versus the Evil Dead, you will definitely feel a lot of that vibe coming from this film. It's a bit wacky. Of course, we have Bruce Campbell also making an appearance somewhere in the film, and he's always so fun to see. Ash is and has always been one of my favorite characters of all time, and yeah, I just love seeing the guy. And yeah, there are a lot of references. Well, he is probably one of the major references to Evil Dead in this film, but yeah, there is one other reference including him in the movie, but we won't go over it. So yeah, when you see it, you'll know, and if you're an Evil Dead fan, then you'll know that that particular scene is definitely a direct reference to Evil Dead. So yeah, again, speaking of Evil Dead, you will definitely feel a lot of the vibes, the camera angles used in that film, you know, the zoomy cameras, the close-ups, the almost fisheye close-up they use a lot in Evil Dead, and a lot of Sam Raimi's film. He loves that particular style of cinematography, and it just, you know, it has his mark as a director and as a filmmaker, and I think that's just super fun to watch. Just as much as James Gunn has made the Guardians of the Galaxy his own thing and his own flavor, Multiverse of Madness is definitely one of Sam Raimi's babies, his kind of own personal take on the superhero genre. Of course, we've seen him do Spider-Man, but I think Multiverse of Madness is definitely leaning towards his style of cinematography. So speaking of other horror movie references, I think Multiverse of Madness also takes a bit of notes from the movie Carrie, and well, I can't really talk about it without talking about the spoiler, so we won't go much into that, but one character definitely reminds me a lot of Carrie. So I think if you're a horror fan, you definitely appreciate Multiverse of Madness. And of course, one thing that I would like to say, if you've seen our Morbius review, Multiverse of Madness is probably what I kind of wanted Morbius to be, if it wanted to lean more into the horror side of the comic book genre type thing. And yeah, I feel like Multiverse of Madness did a much better job of showing a horror movie with superheroes. I mean, you finally get to see what actually makes superheroes afraid, and the big bad in this movie, again, we can't really talk about the big bad without going through major spoilers for the film, so we won't go over that, and I will be referring to that person as the big bad because, again, saying even the gender of that the bad person of this film might be a spoiler. So let's go over the gist of the film. Of course, we have America Chavez. She is an interdimensional hopping superhero. She can cross or make portals between the multiverse, which is apparently hard to do. Like, not many superheroes are able to do that, and the big bad of this film wants to take her powers, and it's up to Doctor Strange and some of his alternate variants to help and protect this girl. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the film. And of course, Doctor Strange goes to Wanda for help because this big bad is supernatural in nature. Yeah, they go on misadventure to try to find this ancient artifact to help them defeat this particular villain. So again, the characters, they all did a great job. Wanda, of course, being awesome as the Scarlet Witch. We have Dr. Benedict Cumberbatch. Well, he's just always awesome as Doctor Strange. Wong, I don't know. His character is a bit weird for me because, well, he is supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme, and Wong is kind of like a sidekick character, which is kind of downplaying the role of the Sorcerer Supreme. So yeah, I have mixed emotions about Wong, and I feel like they should probably find a way to make Doctor Strange the official Sorcerer Supreme in this movie. One thing I would like to say is they finally gave Doctor Strange the third eye, albeit I think it was done poorly. I think the tracking and how they did the effect with the third eye of Doctor Strange was a bit weird. It felt too green screen, it felt too obvious and weird. I think a prosthetic would have been a better version of that eye in his forehead. And if you've seen the trailer, you've seen like there is this evil Doctor Strange with a third eye thing. It just was off-putting. I think it was the CG department kind of faltered when adding that particular effect. Aside from that, everything else was just magnificent. It was well done, of course, with Marvel standards. I don't know how that passed because it was a bit weird for me. So the story, although as amazing as it is and how beautifully done the horror aspects of this film was, I think the story was a bit lacking. There are a lot of well, there are a lot of parts where you would kind of think, well, why don't they just do this? Why didn't this particular character just go through another dimension where her plan probably would have worked better? So yeah, a lot of weird stuff. So also, just the power scaling of one particular character, specifically the bad guy, is kind of weird. If this person can cross through dimensions, can make other dimensional creatures go for this, for America Chavez, then doesn't this person have the ability to cross dimensions as well? Or something like that, something to that effect. It's a bit weird. Also, they do this dream possession type thing, which is an awesome concept, especially when well, again, it's hard to talk about it without going through spoilers, but yeah, they do a lot of awesome things that probably I don't know, it's just, with these super powerful characters, you're kind of questioning, well, couldn't they just have done this and that? And yeah, I guess this story was a bit weird, and again, maybe that is a problem with having super OP superheroes or OP characters fighting against each other, because they could just do so much. And you know, you just start to question whether or not they should have done things differently. But specifically, the villain of this particular movie, I think is one of the best, and actually the build-up for this villain is particularly amazing, and I wish they keep this villain in the future, or this character in the future. I hope this particular character pops up in some shape or form. Maybe they save this person in a later movie. Yeah, it will be awesome. And one other note, the trailer guys for Multiverse of Madness did an amazing job. So if you've seen the trailer, of course you will have your theories, your speculations about this movie, and I would have to say that most of them will be wrong. And they did a good job of trying to show you hints of this person being a bad guy, or there will be some sort of face-off with this character in this movie, and this is an evil, this is the big bad person. But no, it turns out it's all jumbled up and amazing, and they did a great job not revealing anything. Well, they revealed a few minor things in the trailer, but for the most part, everything was just such a surprise. There was a big bomb right in the beginning, or the first 10 minutes of the film. It already just smacks you with a big revelation that all your theories were wrong, and that was such an awesome experience. And Marvel is just doing such a great job just keeping the mystery around their movies and giving the audience just a surprising, fun movie-going experience. And Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is definitely one of them. Again, I think they could have done a bit better with the story. They could have just cranked it up a bit, made it a bit more compelling. Or although the characters you are in love. I mean, I think you are already in love with Doctor Strange and Wanda, and to some degree, this movie actually develops their characters even more, and that is a fun and interesting thing to see. And one character though I have questions about is America Chavez. I wish they could have done more with her. Maybe the actor they chose just wasn't really that, compelling to me. So yeah, they could have done more. Maybe put in a bit more work with the character, though she's still pretty awesome. So overall, we'll be giving Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness a good passing 8 out of 10. Again, everything was great. Some of the again, a lot of it was great. Some of the CG was a bit distracting. I think they could have done it a bit better with, of course, Sam Raimi's background into horror and his love for prosthetics. We see it in some of the other scenes, but again, that eye thing, it was a bit weird, and I think they could have done better prosthetics for it. Maybe make it look just gruesome and weird, and instead of making it fully CG, I think it was fully CG, and it just looks like a green screen thing on top of it, Benedict Cumberbatch's head, and it was weird, and I think it would have been done better as a practical prosthetic. So that's it, guys. Have you seen Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? What do you think? I think it's awesome. I think it really depends if you love Sam Raimi's style of horror. That weird, it feels almost like 80s horror vibe. Again, if you're a fan of Evil Dead, which I am, that's probably one of my comfort horror movies if there ever was one. And yeah, if you love that style, then you'll probably appreciate the cinematography of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness even more. Sadly, again, of course, there wasn't any low-key... Well, there is a bit of a low-key reference here there when they were traveling, but it was only just a minuscule millisecond and you'll miss it type thing. I had hoped they would have done something more with that, maybe explaining the multiverse even more, or maybe teasing Midnight Suns a bit more, but I think now that they know there are these multi-dimensional demon type threats running around, I think that would kind of initiate the Midnight Suns initiative. Supposedly, maybe in the next few movies, we'll get to see more of Blade and his crew. So again, guys, Multiverse of Madness, what do you think? Comment down below. And as always, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, signing off. Peace.